let's talk about fans that would be like their fntasyion would be a lot like slash have a lot in common with. First fan is Star Wars. Fntasyion is pretty much be like Star Wars except with more medieval kind of influences. Where you have like hard like out there sci-fi stuff and medieval fantasy. Basically, the fntasyion really have like a textual explaining everything, explaining the history of fntasyion, explaining the history of everything. Same way that Star Wars does. Another thing that fntasyion would borrow a lot from Star Wars is the fact that the finite are basically interstellar warriors that protect the galaxy, basically like in the Jedi. You also laser swords, lightsabers, Star Wars. With the Jedi, the Sith, and fire blades with finites. Except the fire blades would have a major difference. Lightsabers use crystal, whereas fire blades are made using pure magic, based in fusing with technology to create the ultimate weapon. Another thing that fntasyion have a bit of influence and thing in common with would be Transformers. Basically, how I mentioned and it's basically get their powers from mystical base source. Kind of like how Transformers get their powers from Alpha Trion. Like Optimus Prime, you got turned because of him and a lot of other Autobots become Transformers because of Alpha Trion. Okay, I know Transformers 1 came out recently, but still. And then another thing that fntasyion have in common with is besides Star Wars and Transformers, be He-Man. Now, He-Man is of course a science fantasy universe setting that blends traditional fantasy elements like castles, dragons, magic like fairies, elves, goblins, with like sci-fi, like advanced technology, space travel. Turning as another distant planet. And then back to the Star Wars comparisons. So basically, the finals would be like the Jedi, and Lord Galvan is basically like Darth Vader slash the Emperor. Where Darth Vader, he's an extremely dangerous adversary for the Finites. But unlike Darth Vader, he doesn't have like a familial connection to any of the Finites. He's just a dangerous, violent on him. He's basically a dangerous, violent threat to find the rest of the galaxy. He basically wants to turn the universe. Mr. Word, eradicate all magic on fire and replace it with technology. So basically, his main goal is basically pretty much recreate fire in his own image, and also recreate